How's this for the plot of a detective story? Famous crime writer discovers her millions are missing, sets out to find out why. That's exactly what happened to our good friend Patricia Cornwell. She's going to talk to us live in just a moment. Looking forward to that. But first, the plot, it thickens. It's no mystery. She's the most popular crime novelist of the century. Patricia Cornwell's name emblazoned across the covers of 24 New York Times bestsellers. But 4 years ago, the 56-year-old found herself entangled in a mystery fit for a novel when millions of her hard-earned fortune seemingly disappeared, forcing her to track down the cash culprit. Just last month, after 7 weeks under the court's microscope, a judge found Cornwell's former financial manager had cheated her out of tens of millions of dollars and rewarded her with over $50 million in damages. An unexpected plot twist for a former crime reporter who enjoys digging her hands into forensic evidence.
The blood doesn't lie.
Cooking at home.
The best thing is to cook this for a long time.
And flying her private helicopter.
This requires a certain amount of skills with your dexterity.
Decorated with a logo of the person who built her success, Kay Scarpetta, a fictional medical examiner that has sold her over 100 million books. Cornwell's Queen of Crime is even slated to be played by the queen of the big screen, Angelina Jolie. And now the author is turning her own page, sharing her real-life crime story that she has yet to pen. And Patricia Cornwell's latest novel is The Bone Bed. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Patricia Cornwell back to Good Morning America.
Thank you.
You fought the good fight.
We have fought the good fight. We're still fighting the good fight. I mean, the legal stuff kind of rambles on for a while, but Stacey and I did what we thought we should do.
And Stacey is your longtime partner?
She is, and she is brave and she's brilliant, and we've done this together.
Well, tell us how you knew something wasn't quite right.
Well, several years into the relationship with this financial management company, I started feeling that no matter how much money I earned, and even if I tried to cut back on expenses, nothing was accumulating. It was over 4 years and 8 months, it was $89 million that went through their hands. And while they've tried to make the case that I spent it all, I knew that I hadn't. So when we finally filed the lawsuit against them and they returned all of 103 boxes of records, Stacey and I and my sister-in-law, who's a bookkeeper, we started working our own crime scene, so to speak. We started going through the paperwork and trying to figure out what happened.
And you knew that something just wasn't adding up.
Something wasn't adding up. We still can't really track what happened to the money. That's why this is a civil case, not a criminal case. But clearly, at the very least, it was mismanagement and a breach of fiduciary duty. And
we should say that the firm, Anshin, Block and Anshin, and along with your former financial manager, Evan Snapper, they both have said that they're disappointed, of course.
I'm sure they are. I'd be disappointed too.
Exactly. And they're exploring the possibilities of an appeal. They went after you, or I should say Evan Snapper went after you personally. You could have landed in jail.
That's right.
Tell us why.
Because he committed campaign violations that were actually a felony. And I didn't know this. I had no reason to think that anything he would have done with my cash was illegal. And then when we filed the lawsuit, next thing we know, they went to the Department of Justice to, quote, self-report. But I think the person getting thrown under the bus was me, because the FBI came after my friends, my family, and I was investigated for a year before they closed the case and didn't find me guilty of anything, but I was terrorized. I thought I could go to prison.
Your life there, when this was all in court, you said it was an autopsy of your life. I mean,
it has
everything about you was dissected. They said that you had an out-of-control lifestyle. You admit that you live large.
Robin, look at me. I'm not frugal. I've never said I'm frugal.
Right. And but by no means could you have gone through that type of money. You could not have written this. Well, maybe you are going to write this. Are you going to write
something? I have to do something with all this energy that I've been living with for the last several years. So I think Scarpetta will have to solve a case that probably has some financial mismanagement involved in it and a lot of intrigue.
That'll be a page turner, as always. You have said this cost you tens of millions of dollars, and I know that there's now another court action because you want to get some of those legal fees back. You were able to do this. You know the average person can't fight.
That's the worst thing about all of this, and that's one of the reasons Stacey and I have fought this fight, is because we have to do it for everyone. You have to stand up and say no. You don't get to take advantage of me or mismanage me this way. And yes, it's been every high price you can think of, including the huge exposure, because they had tens of thousands of our emails and all sorts of things that we didn't have in reverse with them. And so now it's a lot of it is out there, and what I said is, you know what, go ahead, try to make a mockery of me, try to embarrass me, I'm still going to fight.
Yes, and you did fight. And you said now you wish that you had followed Oprah's advice. She said always sign your own checks.
13 years ago, Oprah told me, sign your own checks. And I said, oh, come on, Oprah, who has time to do that? Well, I wish I'd listened.
Yeah,
we sign our own checks now.
Yeah, we all know that we should do that now. You're very generous. You are extremely generous. You donate a lot of your time, you donate a lot of your money, and just so happy that things are working in your favor.
Well, thank you, Robin, and it is such a thrill to see you. This is the best part of it right now.
I think I'm going to take my flying lessons now. After seeing the helicopter, I'm going to take the flying lessons.
Well, we can arrange to get you a helicopter lesson, too. The Scarpetta bird.
Oh, let's do it.